Hey guys, welcome back to Winding Road Magazine. I'm Tedward, and this is the 2020 X7 M50i. That's a mouthful, but man, this is the big dog. It's not the Alpina, but this is pretty much as hot as they get from BMW. So, I have kind of fallen in love with this thing, but I want to show you around, and I got to take it out for a little drive. I wanted to give you that cold start because it does sound pretty good. I'll give you a better rev later once it's actually warmed up. But what you got to think of this as is a 7 Series in an SUV. And one of the things that I love about it is just how comfortable and quiet and incredible this thing absorbs the road and insulates you from the world, yet still manages to be sporty. Soft closed doors on all corners. You see this monster limousine style rear door. This one has the captain's chairs in the rear. You can option this with a bench. I actually would probably advise that you option this with the bench, not because these aren't great seats, but because you lose out on a lot of storage space when you don't have the bench, because these do not fold flat. So this is as much as you're gonna get. And if you do go and drive like this, let's say you fold down the rear third row, which is actually pretty spacious, we'll jump in there. It's going to be warning you the entire time that you don't have these seats in the down and locked position. But what's most impressive about this third row is just how comfortable it is. I have plenty of room, and I've got my creature comforts here, so I can move the sunshade. I don't feel claustrophobic back here. I've got, we'll put that back for the light. I've got my climate controls back here, and I have heated seats on both of the third rows. That's pretty good stuff. So I am genuinely impressed with this, and you've got ambient lighting all around. This one's blinking because that door is open, and right now I've got it in lilac. There's a whole bunch of colors, but I feel like lilac is the way to go. Monster panoramic sunroof, Alcantara everywhere. All the touch surfaces on this are really nice, and this one is $113,000. It starts at about $99,000. All right, so you got to be a little bit clever to get out of it. But all said and done, I think the performance mixed with the luxury in this car, certainly, nice soft close, warrants the price. I don't feel like this is overpriced. I feel like I prefer this over the GLS as far as styling. I haven't driven the GLS, but I know for certain that this is faster than the fastest GLS. Okay, so, until the 63 AMG comes out. We can lower it. It's on air suspension. So it was in the middle setting at the moment, but now we're lowering it so we can load it up. And it really airs out. So it is funny. I had my dad in traffic the other day, and he goes, "What does this button do?" And he aired it out in the middle of traffic at a red light. So once you start driving, it will come back up. Everything automated. I love to have a split hatch, love a rear bench, and not that you should be driving like that, but it is cool when you're just tailgating. And although we have reasonable space back here behind the third row, we still have all this room under here. So they did think about cargo space, and that is greatly appreciated. You can hit buttons to fold down these rear seats. But if you don't want to think, you can just hit max passenger and max storage, so it'll do the thinking for you. And then of course we can slip these into the nice little leather tucks, so that way it's not flapping around on us. These brakes are monstrous, and I do want to show you under the hood. There's a lot to talk about in these big luxury cars. So we've got a 4.4 liter twin turbo V8, all kinds of fun chattery noises. stability control comes in pretty strong, and that's fine. This is an over 5,000 pound full-size SUV. So that means when you do get into a situation where you've bit off a little more than you can chew on a corner entry, you don't want to understeer, because it's not simply lift and we're back. It's like, that's a lot of energy, that's a lot of momentum to reel back in. So this car very intelligently keeps you at bay, but I think it steps in a little bit early to have an M badge on it, but you know what? I'm not going to complain. You can turn it off. I'm not going to turn it off. I don't need to turn it off. So on the highway, we have our assisted driving features. It's going to drive itself. I need to keep my hands on the wheel. All of the things. It's wonderful. And the assisted driving in this, I think, it is not the greatest I've ever experienced. I think Tesla still has a leg up, but I am very impressed with what BMW is doing. And the most important thing it does is it changes lanes. Oh, it wants me to have my hand on the wheel first. Right? How nice is that? So we can change lanes all by itself. That's a wonderful feature. If we go into Eco Pro mode, which I know is probably just not what you're thinking of doing when you get your M50i, but what it does is it makes it really easy to just have a soft throttle response and try to eke out the best fuel economy on the highway. But it doesn't mean that you're just like down on power. I can still make a pass with just a little bit of throttle. They didn't go overkill. I think the throttle tuning on this, especially in the eco mode, is like, they're figuring it out, because sometimes these eco modes, they make you have to put in so much pedal input that it almost becomes dangerous, because then when you forget you're in Eco Pro mode, you want to jump ahead to the next lane, make a pass. You know, you've basically got to floor it to get any power. So this definitely strikes the balance between a nice soft touch, so you're not just spooling turbos unnecessarily, and also giving you the ability to make the power. Make that arrow, you're gonna. Nice crisp shifts from this automatic. My goodness. Like I said, it's natural speed. It naturally wants to go 90 miles per hour. It could comfortably do far more than that. We're not going to be doing that. I need to peel it back a little bit. But, you know, I will say it has a little bit of the typical BMW driver in it, right? Because because you can make all these moves so confidently, you will start to do it. So, you know, that's where I would advise you get the package with the creature comforts and opt for the massage seats. This does not have that. Try to relax in your BMW. Try to just unwind. It does have a vitalize feature and a calming feature in the system, and that's going to play some, you know, intense music or relaxing music to either wake you up or calm you down from your road rage incident. Man, though, this thing is fantastic. Let's go out and find some space to do a launch control, because of course it has launch control. All right, here's a braking test. Wow, this thing weighs so much. Absolutely bananas what this car can do. Good on you, BMW. You have still got the sauce. I think we're all a little miffed at BMW for marketing so heavily toward SUVs, but, you know, let's all do them a favor and drive the SUVs. See what they can do. Hopefully they can still inject this DNA into the new M cars. Let's see if we can't find an opportunity for a launch control. So we have dynamic traction deactivated. We're going to put this in sport mode, and then we're going to come out, foot on brake, full power past the kickdown. Well, my, doesn't this just look like the proving grounds? Well, there you have it, the X7 M50i. This thing is a real beast, and it handles. So don't overlook it. If you're looking for something in the segment and you've got a sense of humor or you've got a need for speed, go check it out.